Hi guys, update us how I'm doing. Sorry I didn't post last week. I'll go through what happened last week anyway. I went to the hospital on Wednesday for me to see how my knee and my ankle was doing. I was cleared not to. I was told my ankle was fine. I didn't need to wear any support on it. If it started to swell up or give us any pain, obviously to go back wearing the support. The knee was the same. Uh, um, So we decided that we'd go down to my brother-in-law's for a few days in Wales, which I tried to go down the last bank holiday, the beginning of the month, but as you know, who watched my video, I tripped up and busted my knee up yet again. So my wife said, "Do you fancy going down?" I said, "Yeah, we'll go down." Um, so we went down. I must admit it was a very uncomfortable journey, as I can't bend my knee at all. So she drove. Luckily our car was very spacious, so I could pretty much get my legs stretched out, and when it was aching too much, I sat in the back seat with my leg up on the back seat. Um, my son was in the front seat, and we went down to Wales. We went down Wednesday night, last Wednesday night, which was a week tomorrow, and we stopped down there till this morning. We were going to stop down till tomorrow originally, but they changed my hospital appointment forward a day, so I have to be back for this afternoon. We had quite a good time down Wales. We quite enjoyed it. The weather was reasonable. I didn't do a great deal, apart from I hobbled around a little bit. Can't really walk very far because of my leg. Well, I can walk, but it hurts. The more further I walk, the more it hurts. But anyway, we had a reasonable good time. When we were down there, no problems with my ankle. My ankle was fine. I haven't mentioned my back. My back's still bad, and it has, to a degree, eased off a little bit. But I've still got to wear the lumbar support on it, and it is, as I said, it is a little bit better. And we had a look at it today. We took another X-ray of it today, and they said it is actually improving. They said like the inflammation around the muscles, which was strained, has gone down quite a bit. And he thinks mainly now it's my sciatica which is causing the problem. As far as my knee's concerned, that's just the same. It's maybe a fraction better. They did. I had quite a lengthy session in the hospital today, so it's actually really painful tonight. Actually, it's more painful tonight as it was when I first done it, because the had is the had the splint off, the splint brace, what it was supporting off my leg, and they sort of had to stand up on it with crutches, and my knee did still felt very unstable, and they sort of had us sitting down, and they sort of like poked and prodded at deck. Obviously, before they done all this, they X-rayed it. They done an in-depth MRI scan of it last week actually. I got results of that today, to see if there was anything more damage done than they thought. There isn't, but they just said there's that much weakness in my knee is that bad in weakness, because the ligaments are shot, the cartilage is shot. Um, my kneecap has actually dislocated. I have actually dislocated my knee, a full dislocation before actually, when I was 19, I think it was. Was it 20? No, 19. It was my 19th birthday, as a matter of fact. I was having a bit of a, well, I was actually out running with my mate, and we were running up to the pub, and I tripped up, and I felt like my knee go. And I thought, ah, like that. But I didn't really, and I sort of tried to get up on, and I sort of fell down. I got up on my feet, and my knee cap was actually round. I knew straight away I'd done something because my knee was completely out of shape. So they took us, one of my mates sort of like got us, they managed to get us up on the seat, onto my feet, onto a seat. Luckily there was a seat there. I was like pretty much screaming in agony, and I'm not soft, they said, "Oh, it must be painful. You don't normally complain." I just actually recovered from a broken ankle in the other leg, which was a quite a bad break, and it actually it wasn't an open break, it was a full break, and I was hobbling around on it for about 4 hours before I sort of went to the hospital. But anyway, that was that. They sort of took us to the hospital, got us an ambulance and got us to hospital in February. He says, the doctor says, oh, I think you'll realise you've actually dislocated your knee. And I said, yeah, I can tell that. So they put it back in, and he sort of asked us about my history with me, and I said I sort of had a few minor. Like by then, I'd never, that was my really first severe knee injury. I'd had like ligament strains and a bit cartilage problem, but nothing major. And I'd had Osgood Slotters when I was younger, but I'd had no major problems really. It was been mainly me. Where I'd had problems, it had been the right ankle. Where I'd sort of had problems. As I said, I'd just recovered from a break. And prior to that, I'd had quite a lot of sprains. I'd seemed to be picking up sprained ankles quite red. And they just said it was like I was overdoing sport. Rest up. Well, I didn't. But anyway, after that, I've had, like, obviously over the years, various knee injuries as I've described. When I was about 28, I think it was, a part of my knee actually dislocated, but it went straight back in. And didn't do a great deal of damage. It was just painful for a couple of weeks. And I had trouble bending it and that. And like this time, obviously, it fully dislocated again, and like I damaged the ligaments and cartilage this time, which is causing a lot of problems. As I said, maybe it's a fraction better. It's not a lot better. The hard is, like as I said, the hard is standing on it to deal with crutches. I could do it, but I felt as if my knee was going to give. My knee was like sort of buckling on us, which says like is common of this type of injury. So how does like sitting with like weights on me, like to see how I could do. So I had to bend my knee, and my knee felt as if it was sliding out a little bit. So that's how I'm doing. The back, I'm still having to wear the lumbar support, as I've said. The knee, I've still got the rigid splint on, which I'll show you. As I've said in the past, when I'm sitting like this, I tend to sit with my leg up and ease my leg an awful lot. My ankle's fine, and I hobbled around. I've hobbled around really since last Wednesday without anything on it. I did actually wear the support going down the wheels, just because I thought sitting a long time it might feel a bit weak when I took it off. I didn't wear it coming back. As I say, like we travelled back like late last night. Sorry, no, we were going to travel back late last night, but I was a bit wheezy with my asthma, so we decided to put it off till this morning. So we got back. We set off about, I don't know what time it was. We got back for about 11 o'clock anyway, and I was at the hospital at 1, and I was seen pretty much early, but I was in about 2 hours with various tests on the leg. As I say, my ankle, I've still got the crutches. I'm not using them a great deal now. If I walk a long way, I use them. Round the house and that, I'm not using them. I tend to use them to help us get out of the chairs, because I find when I'm sitting and go to stand up, it's easier. My back, as I've said, is quite a bit better. The sciatica is still pretty painful, but the muscle strains, as I said, seems to be going. And my ankle's doing okay. I seem to think, to be honest, I'm beginning to think that injuries run in the family. My son was complaining for about a week of having a bad knee, and complaining of pain in his knee and that, and my wife took him to the doctors last Tuesday, and they had a look at it, and the doctor said you've got Osgood Schlatters disease, and so he's got that in his left knee. So we've both got two bad left knees at the moment. He's also actually got a bit of a dodgy ankle. When we went over on his ankle on Thursday when he was at Wales, and at first we thought he'd actually broken it, but we couldn't put any weight on it, and we took him to the hospital and x-rayed, and the doctor said it's probably broken. He saw it could be torn limbs. It turned out it's just actually a bad sprain, and he's like he's walking around quite alright now. He's hobbling on it. He says his ankle's not really bothering him. He says his knee's giving him more bother than his ankle. So, me like that. Could be easier. So, as you can see, no ankle support, which is good. The ankle's fine. It gives us a little bit twinge now and then, but it said it will do. It said if the pain gets bad, to start wearing the support, put the stocking support on, or a normal ankle support. That if it's if it turns really painful, to put the walking boots on. I hope I don't have to. it, when I wore that, it didn't really bother us. I don't particularly want to wear it, because it does affect, could affect my knee a little bit. So I've already got one knee which is at the moment extremely painful. It really is painful. I've had knee injuries in the past and I've never had one this painful. I said that about me last ankle injury. As far as everything else goes, my neck's fine. It was given us a bit dripped last Thursday, but it sort of went away as quick as it come. My wrists are okay at the moment, as you can see. I'm not wearing anything on them apart from my watch. So that's, they stay alright. I just wish my knee would start getting a bit better so I didn't have to wear this. At the moment I'm still having to wear it like 24/7, which means I'm wearing it all day and all night. When they evaluated us today, they said if I wanted to, I could take it off and go in the shower. I can't go in the bath because they said it would be too much pressure on the knee bend to get it in and out. They said I can go in the bath, in the shower, as long as it sits on a shower stool or something like that. But I must have like crutches nearby. So I've actually been in the shower today, which felt nice, not great. So I couldn't stand up. I like to stand up. And what I'd done was my son sat outside the shower. Got a shot. It is a walk-in shower to a degree, but I have to lift my leg a little bit. And he helped us in, being very careful not to hurt his ankle. And he sat outside. When I was ready, sort of helped us dry down a bit, got me crutches off to get out. And I got on the chair and put the splint back on. And to be honest, after the hospital, my knee actually swelled up quite a. My knee did swell up a bit at the hospital. They said it was because of what they were doing, but they said they will be doing like physio type treatment on my knee now when I go. So I'll show you how I'm getting around anyway. I can get up. One good thing now, I'm actually walking most of the time on my leg. Occasionally I do still use, if I'm walking along me, I do tend to lift my leg off the ground a bit. As I said, I'm still having to wear the lumbar support. I asked the doctor about that today and he said I'll probably have to wear that another week or two. I asked him about my knee. He says, well, at the moment I'm probably looking at another at least another. He thinks it'll be at least another 4 weeks wearing this. He said I may get it off sooner, but he doesn't think I will do. He thinks it'll be another 4 weeks before I can sort of get this off and go down. He says even when I get this off, I'm going to have to wear like a heavy duty knee brace on it for a while, and then like reduce it down. I says to him, I know like it's early days, but do you think I'll like get back to football? And he says, to be perfectly honest, I doubt it. He says, I think at this stage you're probably going to have you may find your knees like weak all the time now. You may find it easily pops out. So that's how things are doing. I'd like to know how Leon Foot guy's doing and Jack Scotter. That's all from me for now, guys. Goodbye.